Hey everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's Lily May here, obviously. I hadn't planned or scheduled to go live today, but I had some business results happen this morning that inspired me to get on here and share with you today. Um, it's so important that you let people know that you exist, right? Like, let more people know that you exist. You probably feel like you have a great amount of followers, that people know you, that you already, have built traction in your industry, acceleration, and all of that is great. But you have to let more people know that you exist. That is what I came on here to remind you of. Let more people know that you exist. Now, ironically, I've been a full-time entrepreneur probably for almost 15 years, y'all. I've lost count. And so I do often feel like, well, people pretty much know what I do, right? I feel like that's like generally I feel known in my industry. But today I'm releasing a list of 100 plus conferences and events for women in business. At 5 o'clock today, I'm releasing this list with 100 plus conferences for women in business, right? So I put the link for you to get that if you want to get that list. So I started pitching myself early this morning, right, to this list that I've created. I started pitching myself with a simple paragraph and my speaker one sheet, right? And so I maybe pitched four places just to get the ball rolling. And three responded this morning, okay? Immediately. So I scheduled the pitches to go out like 7 this morning. And then immediately three people responded this morning. One person responded that their conference already has the speakers and panelists, but they would like to talk to me about hosting a webinar for their group. Okay. That was one response. Another conference responded saying, hey, we typically don't have a speaker for budgets, but please submit your proposal anyway so that we can consider it. Right. And so when I got those responses, like immediately, it reminded me of the importance of letting people know you exist, letting more people know that you exist. People outside of your followers, outside of your email list, outside of your, immediate connections. You have to pitch yourself to other opportunities and let people know you exist. Because just like that, I've already, by pitching myself to four places and getting three responses, I've already drummed up some potential collaboration, business, all of that just from sending an email, y'all. Just from sending an email and letting them know that I exist. And so when I got those responses this morning, I was pleasantly surprised because Mondays are usually very busy. So usually if you pitch people on Monday, they may take a second to reply. But the fact these people, replied very quickly, I was like, oh my gosh, let me get on here and remind those in my ecosystem that they need to let more people know that they exist. So I do have a list, like I said, of 100 plus conferences for women in business. It's conferences and events starting like from this week onward to 2025. And these conferences and events, some are virtual, but a lot are in person in Texas, Georgia, in different markets. North Carolina, of course, I had to find some things that are going on here in North Carolina, as well as Georgia, Texas. Those are some major markets, as well as a few other markets like LA and Vegas. So I definitely urge you to get this list that I put together and start shooting your shot. Like, start sending your pitch. I think sometimes we overcomplicate the process of getting to our next level, right? Like, we really feel like people have to seek us out. Like, man, why isn't anyone inviting me to their stage, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes that happens when people invite you, but when it's not happening, you need to shoot your shot more. You need to start pitching yourself more. Like, don't just assume, that the opportunities are going to always drop in your lap. Don't assume that. Get to pitching. Now, I only made this list $15 to download so that there's no excuse for anybody to get it. Okay. The list is only $15 to download. And then if you're a member of the Glambitious Power Circle, you get 50% off that. Okay. So it's so worth shooting your shot. Y'all, I was very excited, like I said, to get these immediate responses because I haven't even worked my way through the 100 yet. I just pitched myself to four places this morning that were on the list and got two responses. And I'm definitely going to follow up. Already followed up with one, like, yes, let's schedule a Zoom call to discuss me hosting a webinar for your group. Now, that particular place, they have multiple business centers So there's not just, they're having one event in one city, but they have multiple business centers. So if there becomes an opportunity for me to host a webinar for all of the business centers, that is a connection to hundreds of people who are entrepreneurs that don't know me. So this is an example of how shooting your shot can lead to more opportunities than just waiting around. Shooting your shot can put you at the top of mind for future opportunities. And here's the thing, sometimes we talk ourselves out of shooting our shot, right? Like say that you downloaded this list, okay, that I've created, and then you see an event that's happening next week. You might say, there's no point in pitching myself to speak because the event is next week. They already have their speakers. No, pitch yourself anyway. You never know. A speaker could have canceled, a speaker could have a flight delay. Like, don't talk yourself out of things. Pitch yourself anyway. I think one of the events that I pitched myself for, I think it's happening in a couple of weeks, but I pitched myself anyway. And then she said, well, we do have our speakers, but let's discuss you hosting a webinar. Absolutely. Let's do that. Okay. So don't talk yourself out of pitching yourself. Shoot your shot. Let more people know that you exist. Now, the other side to that, if you're just joining, I'm just reminding you to let people know that you exist. I'm encouraging you to download this list I put together of over 100 events and conferences for women in business, starting like this month in April in different cities. Some are virtual. Before you shoot your shot, make sure that your brand and your packaging is tight, okay? Make sure that your photos are high quality. Make sure that your speaker one sheet is very clean, okay? I happen to also have a speaker one sheet template. If you want to use my speaker one sheet and put your information, you can do that. It's very clean, it gets results, okay? Make sure that your social media is clean. Make sure that your website is professional. These things are very important because if you shoot your shot to 100 places, but your pictures are outdated, but your attire is outdated, but your styling is outdated, but your social media has blurry pictures on it. Your social media has personal photos that are blurry, pictures of food and things that don't align with your brand. Your website was designed 20 years ago, then you might miss the opportunity. So I don't want to encourage you like, yeah, shoot your shot, but then your branding isn't tight. It's very important that your pictures are crisp and clean, right? That your styling, the attire that you wear is crisp and clean. When I do photo shoots, typically I wear a monochromatic look. That means I wear one color, okay? In real life, I love to dress in sequins. I love to dress colorful. But when I'm taking business photos, I do a monochromatic look. Why? Because it looks more professional. The picture that you're looking at is a monochromatic look. It's all cream. Okay. And you could wear all gray, all black, all white. But for your next photo shoot, I encourage you to do a monochromatic look that's chic and clean because you can use these photos more diversely versus if I wore what I typically wear day to day. Like y'all know I'm colorful. I love sequins. I love patterns. I love all types of things. But for professional photos that I'm going to use on magazine covers, book covers, flyers, workshops, I need to look chic and monochromatic for those things. Now, in my day to day on social media, then you'll see me with the sequins. But on my photo shoots, you're likely going to see me very monochromatic because I want my photos to be transitional. I want my photos to look chic and clean so that when I pitch myself to speak at this corporate event, that they see a professional woman. Okay. I don't want anything to discourage someone from booking me. So that's why I'm very serious about my branding. And I encourage you to be serious as well. So if you download this list and your branding isn't together, you don't have to pitch right away. You can get your branding together and then pitch. So don't be premature in letting more people know that you exist if your branding isn't together. Now, if you're saying, well, Lily, how do I know if my branding is together? Because it may look good to me, but then it may not translate well to an audience or to corporate. Then you want to book a one-on-one call with me so that I could do a brand audit and say, hey, book with this photographer. Hey, archive these photos. Hey, change your brand colors. Sometimes we have brand colors that are not aesthetically pleasing to our audience. Like we like the colors, but our audience doesn't. Like I've seen I've been in business for over, like I said, I mean, probably 15 years. So I've seen people have a great business. I've seen people be very brilliant, very talented, but their branding is off. Their colors are tacky. Their photos are outdated. And that is the disconnect from them getting to the next level as a well known speaker, getting to the next level with their clients. So, as much as I preach visibility, and branding is because that is the first step for someone getting to know you. When you pitch someone today, like if you pitch this list and someone just asks, where can I find the list? Visit theglamceo.com, or better yet, let me pin the link because I see someone commented. So I'm going to comment with the direct link to get this list of the 100 plus conferences for women in business. I want you to be successful with your pitching. So that's why I want you to make sure that your branding is tight before you pitch so that you can actually have success. And even if you see an event that's really big in your city is happening next week, if your branding isn't tight, I would not encourage you to pitch them because you want what they say, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, right? Okay, here's the link to the list. And this list I'll be sending out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, y'all. So the list is coming out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just put it in the comments. Let me know if you see the list. Hello, Miss Lisa. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Lisa Bailey, she is a finance expert and she is a member of the Glambitious Power Circle. If you need to get your finances together, if you need life insurance, if your budget isn't budgeting and you need help getting to the next level in your finances, contact Lisa Stringer Bailey, okay? Have to give her a shout out. I have to always give my Glambitious Power Circle members a good old shout out, okay? But yes, so we're talking about letting more people know that we exist. We're talking about pitching ourselves for more opportunities. But before we do that, we're talking about making sure that our branding is tight, y'all. Making sure that our branding, like as a person that has been in public relations, branding has always been important to me. Aesthetics, like I see so many people design magazine covers that are not aesthetically pleasing. And I'm like, oh, it just vexes my soul, y'all. When I see a flyer that's not aesthetically pleasing or well designed, it vexes my soul because that is really what I do, branding and visibility. And I'm always like, oh, like, I also sometimes I just want to offer free coaching to everyone. When I see a bad flyer, I want to be like, hey, let me design your flyer for free. But we know we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't give everybody free services. But I'm just saying that branding is so important. It's the first line of defense. The reason that I got those quick responses this morning. So what happens for me, y'all? I am a late night owl, right? I'm a night owl. So what I do is I really come alive in the nighttime. So I'll schedule pitches for the next morning because I know that I'm not going to be up at 7 a.m. Right. So last night is when I scheduled 4 pitches to go out this morning at maybe 7:30 a.m. And then I got responses by, I don't know, 9:30, 10 a.m. Right. I got quick responses. Why? Because my branding is tight. My pictures are clean. When they go to my website, it's very professional. So there's no doubt in their mind that when I send them that speaker one sheet, it's real. It's not fluff. Like, oh, she's the real deal. She can really come in and teach our entrepreneurs about visibility, branding, marketing, because her branding and marketing is tight. Right. And so even if you're not speaking on those things, even if that's not your angle and you're speaking on something else, you still want your branding to be tight so that when you send that pitch, the first thing someone's going to do is they're going to click the link to your website or click the link to your Instagram. That is the first thing that people do. When someone asks me about speaking on my platform, I immediately go to their Instagram. Sometimes I visit their Instagram before I visit their website because that lets me all I need to know. Like I get immediate impression about where they are in their business based on their branding. So it's very important to get very quality photos. It does require an investment, but it's worth it because once you get very clean, professional photos in a monochromatic look with a hairstyle that is very simple and clean, you can use those photos for the next 6 months to a year. Now, me personally, I like to do a photo shoot like every quarter. That's just me personally. But as a business owner, you don't have to do that. You can do one good photo shoot a year. Invest maybe $500 in that photo shoot with the best photographer in your city. If styling is not your thing and fashion is not your thing, do a branding session with me so that we can pick out your clothes for the photo shoot, so that we can pick out your hairstyle for the photo shoot. Do that photo shoot, and now you're going to have really clean photos for your website, for your next magazine cover, for your next media interview, for social media. There's so many things that you use these photos for, y'all. That's why it's important to be willing to spend several $100s. Like some photographers charge more than 500, but you can get a good photo shoot for $400 to $500. It's worth the investment because you can use these clean photos for the rest of the year. However, if you're going to spend that money on a photo shoot, consult with someone in branding. I would encourage you to consult with me, but hey, if I'm not your cup of tea, consult with somebody so that they could pull your looks together, so that they could advise you on the hair, the styling, all of the things, because that's a big part of the photo shoot. I always encourage ladies, get your makeup professionally done for the photo shoot. You don't have to wear makeup every day in real life, but we're talking about presenting the most polished images because you're going to use these images all year. When you're pitching yourself to speak, they're going to see these images. So I don't want to get hung up on that, but it's my passion, y'all. Branding, public relations, visibility, marketing, those things are passionate for me. Like I'm passionate about them. So I can go on and on. Any questions, y'all? Any questions about branding, visibility, pitching yourself as a speaker? Because here's the thing. I put together this list of over 100 plus conferences and events for women in business. Now, these business events are not like all women. So some of the events, they have men there. Let me but as a woman in business, you could be in that room, you could be a speaker, you could be a vendor. So the purpose of me putting this list together is so that we can expand our networks, let more people know that we exist, get more opportunities, more clients, right? So if you look at an event, and this, let's just assume your branding is tight, your photos are quality, your website is tight, your social media is clean, all of the branding is right. Now you decide, okay, how am I going to pitch myself? Well, having a speaker one sheet is a great idea. I have my own template available maybe for like $15. So you can literally take the one sheet that I use to get speaking engagements for $15, y'all. Put your information on there. That is the first step. And then you create a pitch that's about a paragraph long and you send it. It's very simple. Now, if you're not comfortable speaking, then grab a ticket to go to the event. Sometimes going to new cities and meeting new people in business outside of your city, that's where the opportunity is going to be. So just get a ticket and go and be in the room. I also have networking flyers that you can download and put your information on and print. Get some of those networking flyers from my site. Put your picture on it and your information and go to these events and give out those flyers. Get other people's contact information and follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. So even if you're not ready to be on stages and all of that, just go to events outside of your city to expand your network and let more people know that you exist. Any questions, y'all? Any questions? My coffee done got cold because when I get to talking about public relations, branding, and marketing, y'all, I can get excited and long-winded. So my coffee has gotten cold. I'm taking a swig to see if anyone has any questions. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, well, I pinned the link to get the list to the 100 plus conferences and events for women in business. The conferences and events that are on this list are in many different cities. So I have some in Georgia on the list, North Carolina, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, DC, Texas. There might be some in Arizona. I want to say it's a good list, y'all. And like I said, I pitched myself to 4 opportunities this morning and got 3 responses immediately. And I'm like, oh shoot, I have to get on here and let everybody know the importance of shooting your shot, pitching yourself for opportunities to let other people know that you exist. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Now, again, make sure your branding is tight first, because if your branding is not tight, if your website is outdated and your social media pages are all over the place, you may not get the immediate responses. So then get the list, save it and have it, but work on your branding. Book a call with me so we can get your branding tight, okay? And there are even ways that, like, say that you're like, man, Lily, these are the photos that I have. I don't have the budget for a photo shoot. Call me because we can still make those photos something special, okay? Yes, question, Miss Lisa Bailey. Feel free to type it in. I see someone said they definitely have to work on that. You don't have to work on it alone. You don't have to work on it alone. Sometimes, consulting with someone, like just doing a consult call or a strategy call with someone like me, is going to take all the guesswork out of it. I recently started offering content planning calls where we get on a call for 30 minutes and plan your social media content. I recently started offering that because I realized that as entrepreneurs, when I coach other entrepreneurs, they're overwhelmed with social media. They don't know what to post, when to post, how to post, and they just don't post because they're like, it's too much. And so then I was like, okay, let me start offering one-on-one content planning calls for 30 minutes where we get on a call and we create your content while we're on the call. You don't have to do it alone. I am not on Instagram that much. Is it okay to say in my pitch to see my Facebook page along with my website? Sure. If your Facebook page is like a public page, or if it's like a Facebook what do you call it? A Facebook business page. Yeah, if you have a Facebook business page, you can definitely send them to your Facebook business page. Yes, that's totally fine. And my website is my personal name, so not same as my business name. Yeah, it's totally fine that you send people to your website, your personal name website, if that is where your business is, if that's where you reflect your business. You can also, Lisa, you can also reserve a domain name, like let's say triple M.com on GoDaddy, and have them point that name to your personal website, lisastringleybailey.com. So then people can still type in triple M.com and it goes to your website, if that makes sense. So it is definitely okay to have your business under your personal name. But you can also go to GoDaddy. This is for everybody. Okay. This is a hack for everybody. If you have a website, like for example, my website is theglamceo.com, right? But I also have lilymaypr.com. And what I do is I redirect Lily May PR to another place. So I'll look on GoDaddy for you, Lisa, since you're a Glambitious member, and I'll find a domain name that aligns with your business that you can use. And just it'll probably be $10 to get it. And then call GoDaddy and say, hey, I want you to point this website to lisastringerbailey.com. So we're going to take care of that. That is my membership gift to you on this Monday. I'm going to take some time and I'm going to go to GoDaddy myself and find you a business website name, because we have to be creative, because you're right, a lot of the sites are taken these days, so you do have to be creative. So I'm going to do that for you as a member gift. We're going to find you a business site, and then you could just call GoDaddy and say, hey, direct it to lisastringerbailey.com. So then when you put it, in your branding, you know and you're speaking, you can say, hey, y'all, visit triple M.com, or whatever we find. We're going to find something, because your website name, you guys, it needs to be easy and quick to digest. Like, you don't want a long business name like Lily May, her vision being power.com. We don't need no long website name. I am not a creative. I do know. It's okay. It's okay, Lisa. You're the money person, okay? So we need you to be good at the money, and we need me to be good at the creative, okay? It is totally fine. And that is the beauty of working with other people, y'all, and not doing it alone, is that you get to work on what you're good at, and then you work with me so that I can help you with what I'm good at, okay? Because I'm not good at the numbers, Lisa, so I probably need to go ahead and rebook a call with you, okay? Me and these numbers, the math will be mathing all the time. So I need to book that call with you, Lisa, because that's your strength. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's okay, y'all, to operate in our strengths. And in the areas that are not our strengths, we connect with somebody where that's their strength. And that's why I'm here to talk to you today. Like, I want to work with everyone to help them elevate their branding, their business, their marketing, their visibility. I feel like as a business owner, we can all be paid speakers as well. That's one of my favorite things to do: get paid to speak. We all have a voice. We all have an expertise. We all have something we can talk about, whether it's a life experience, whether it's our faith walk, whether it's our business. We all have something to talk about. And so we can get paid to speak. And so I put together a list of 100 plus conferences and events for women in business. These events, some of them are as soon as next week, and then they go all the way into 2025 so that you can pitch yourself to speak or be a vendor or a panelist or moderate a panel. So if you're not comfortable commanding a stage as like a speaker, pitch yourself to moderate a panel, y'all. That's easy work because you just sit there and ask questions and the spotlight isn't 100% on you, and you can still get paid to do that. So yes, y'all. I was very excited by my results from the list, y'all. The list goes out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I made the list $15 to download it. So that's 2 visits to Starbucks, okay? Maybe 1 visit because of inflation now. Like I went to Starbucks the other day to get some egg white bites, y'all. Literally, it's like 2 circle egg white bites. And they were like almost $6 for 2 circle egg white bites. Like I can literally go to the grocery store and get a carton of egg whites that'll last me for 2 weeks. So inflation is inflationing. So I've made this list $15 so that everybody can access it, so that everybody can start to expand their network. And like I said, if your branding isn't together, I would not encourage you to pitch yourself to any of these places. I'm not encouraging that if your branding isn't together. And if you're not sure if your branding is together, please book a call. Please. I urge you. Let's see. I'm gonna put a link here, y'all, because I do offer free discovery calls. That's where we hop on a call for 15 minutes and we see exactly how I can help you in your business. So it's like, no strings attached type of thing. And we have a 15-minute discussion to see how I can help you in your business. It's not a coaching call, it's a discovery call. So if you're not sure about your branding, your social media, your visibility, your marketing, your business direction, book a free discovery call with me and we could just explore. It's no strings attached. 15 minutes, we talk, we see if we're a good fit. If I have some value you feel like you can, invest in, then we move from there thereafter. But I've pinned that link to the or put the link in the comments to my discovery call, because I feel like so many women entrepreneurs are trying to do it alone. Unfortunately, we're trying to be our own accountant, marketing director, project manager, all the things, instead of working with the people who have the expertise in that thing. Like you don't have to be your own, financial expert. You can connect with Lisa Stringer Bailey. You don't have to be your own marketing, social media strategist, branding strategist. You can connect with Lily Mae, like you don't have to do it alone in this season. And sometimes, because I have a friend that's in business. And so anytime anytime she wants to do something, right? Like, let's just say she says, man, Lily, I really want to go to Mars, right? Let's just say that. And I'll be like, okay, girl, you can. And here's how. She immediately shoots the ideas down. No, well, no, she comes up with a million excuses immediately. And I'm like, girl, you're talking yourself out of it. Like, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to go to Mars because you're immediately shooting down these ideas. And likewise, when it's time to work with someone or invest in something, we will talk ourselves out of it. We'll come up with a million reasons why we can't afford this, why, well, we come up with a million reasons. But it's like either you want it or you don't. So either you're going to stay where you're at or you're going to do something different to get the different results. You have to do something different to get different results. Had I not pitched myself this morning, I would not have had these opportunities that quickly came, right? I had to do something. I had to take action in a different kind of way. And so I'm encouraging you to decide how you're going to take action in a different kind of way. Like, excuses come a dime a dozen. And either we're going to continue to be in a hamster wheel and talk ourselves out of opportunities to grow, or, we're going to take action and do something different. Being a person in business requires investment. It just does. There's no way to become successful in business without investing somewhere, with some person or some system or something. Okay. So I hope that this encourages you to, let more people know that you exist. I didn't mean to be all long-winded, y'all. How long have I been on here chatting? 30 minutes. Y'all, I plan to come on here and talk for 10 quick minutes and get back to pitching myself. I just wanted, like, I got so excited about the immediate results from me pitching myself to that list that I had to come on here and share with y'all ASAP. And then now I'm talking for 30 minutes doing a whole branding strategy class. Typical Lily. But if you just joined, I definitely encourage you to snag the list of 100 plus conferences for women in business. Now, these are not all events that are just women specific. These are conferences and events that women in business can find value in, can speak at, vend at. So there's some diverse conferences. A few are virtual, but most of them are in person in different markets like Georgia, Texas, North Carolina. I think there's a few things in New York, definitely something in LA, Vegas. I remember that. So these are events that are all over. Some are even in 2025 so that you can plan ahead for them. And so I put a note at the top of the list that says, hey, if you access this list after an event has happened, right? Like say that you get the list and you're like, man, this event happened yesterday. Join their email list. Like join the email list of the place who produced that event so that you can get announcements for their next event. So that you can, when they're doing a speaker call and they might send it out like, hey, we're looking for speakers, then you can reply. So if you catch this broadcast, let's say that I'm recording this, April 15th. Say that you don't see this broadcast to June. And then you download the list and you're like, man, I missed all the April conferences or the May conferences. Join those email lists. Find their Instagram page, follow their Instagram pages so that when it comes back around, you can pitch yourself. You can get a ticket or you can pitch yourself for 2025, right? So if you see a conference that passed, you can still go ahead and say, hey, I saw that I just missed this amazing conference you produced. I would love to be considered for a speaker in 2025, et cetera, et cetera. So it's definitely a valuable list. I found out about some amazing events, y'all. Some events where I was like, how did I not know this event happens every year? Like, how did I miss that? So I was surprised myself at some of the amazing events that are happening in markets around the country. And I'm like, man, I want to be everywhere. I want to be everywhere this year. So many, and next year. Oh, yeah. Some of the events are in Florida too, actually, y'all. One of the events I pitched myself for this morning was actually in Florida. Any questions before I head out? Any questions? Any questions before I head out about the list, about pitching yourself, about branding, marketing? Okay, okay. Well, y'all, I sure did not plan to be on here for 30 minutes, but I guess I need to go live more. Oh, you're welcome. Whoever said thanks. I can't see your name. Whoever said thanks, but thank you for tuning in. So some people it's coming up like their name. Like I can see Lisa's name, but some just say Facebook user, so I can't see your name. I don't know why that is, y'all. You're welcome, Lisa. I'm just wanting to be valuable to my audience. Oh, that's Alita. Hey, Alita. I don't know why it's not showing me your name. So yes, I know, Alita, you already got the list, so it'll be coming to you at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you who just tuned in, I'll put a link again to the list that I'm releasing at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. 100 plus conferences for women in business. Some have diverse audiences. Some are specific to women, and they're all over the place. They're not country. I mean, they're in, most of them are in the United States. I did find maybe one event in the UK, and I added that because it seemed like a really good event. But most of them are either in the States or virtual. List to the link to the list. Okay, no questions. I'll just pin it one more time. All right, y'all. I really enjoyed chatting with y'all today. So I need to do this more often. I see someone said, thank you, will get for the future. So I can't see your name. It just says Facebook user. But yes, I think it's a great list to have so that you can plan, And here's the thing. Okay, y'all, I promise this is my last thought and I'm gonna let y'all go. Oh, hey, Charmaine. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. So here's the thing about the list, because, like Charmaine said, she's going to get it for the future. Very smart. Because if there are any events that pass, like let's just say Charmaine is doing a rebrand and she won't be ready until, let's just say, August 1st, right? For all of the events that happened between now and August 1st that are on the list, she can still connect with those people on Instagram. She can still join those email lists to see when their next events are coming up. Because a lot of times when a brand does an event, they have other types of events that they do as well. So she can still get in the ecosystem of these, event producers and their events and their brand. I always encourage people, you have your business email, but have another email that you use to sign up for email lists, because sometimes it'll be very annoying if you're getting a bunch of emails to your business email, but have a backup email that you use to sign up for people's email lists so that you can stay in their ecosystem. And it also helps you get creative ideas as well. So very smart to get the list and use it later. All right, y'all. Feel like I was a little on the long-winded side. Hope this was valuable. I'll plan to go live more frequently. I know I say that every time I go live, and then y'all don't see me for like a month, but know my heart. My heart intends to go live more and share more value. The pollen, y'all, in North Carolina has been so wild, so my voice is dry. After I talk for 30 minutes, my voice is dry because of the pollen in North Carolina, so I can't talk for a whole long time, y'all. But I hope you have a productive day. I hope we connect. I hope you book a discovery call with me so that we could see what synergies and how I can help you. And I hope you get the list. Have a good day. Bye.